Hey everyone, Mike Frisch here with another Alexandria Lakes Area Fishing Report. This week we're going to talk about a multi-species pattern that is producing lots of fish. I'm using it on guide trips right now. It's catching a bunch of different species of fish. It's easy to fish and it's a lot of fun, and it'll work on just about any lake in the area. Here's what it is. I'm holding the boat out off the deep weed line, okay? That edge of the weeds where they stop growing. But what I'm doing is I'm casting up shallow into the weeds, letting the swim bait hit the water, settle in a little bit, and starting to reel. I'm using paddle tail style swim baits. I like the Rage Swimmers, all right? I make a long cast, I let them settle in just a little bit and start reeling and reeling pretty quickly. And that paddle tail action drives fish of all species crazy. I'm catching walleyes, catching a ton of bass, and catching a lot of northern pike as well. It's a fun pattern to fish. It's easy to fish, and it's one that, like I said, works in just about any lake in the Alexandria area. Couple of key things to this pattern. Number one, time of day. On bright sunny days, this pattern is best right away in the morning or again in the evening. Or it can be a pattern that produces all day long if there's a little bit of cloud cover, overcast. And here's why. Fish in weeds typically tend to get lower and bury kind of into the weeds during high, bright, sunny days. But if there's some cloud cover or it's early or late in the day, they'll come up and they'll get a little more active, okay? So time of the day is important. The other thing that's important is I like to use braided line on spinning rods, okay? Because my guide clients can cast spinning rods, make long casts, but I like braided line because this is a pattern where when you hook a fish, regardless of species, he's gonna try to bury in the weeds. The low stretch and the strength of braid helps me get that fish coming and helps me get them out of the weeds. The other thing is pay attention to where you catch fish, because I'll move down a weed line and we'll quickly cover a lot of water. But when we get to a spot where we catch a fish, lots of times we catch multiple fish from that particular spot. So I'll kind of hold up, I'll hit spot lock on my trolling motor, we'll make multiple casts and lots of times catch multiple fish. So keep track of those places where you catch them, because there's probably something a little bit different. Maybe there's a different kind of weed growth, maybe there's an opening in the weeds, who knows? But a lot of times those places where you catch them one day, you come back the next day and catch them there as well. So get out in the Alexandria Lakes area, throw a swim bait across the top of the weeds. You're going to get bit. You're going to have fun. We'll talk again next week.